Good night to Papua New Guinea. Thanks for tuning in to another great episode of Sports In. We have a lot of rugby league. We'll be talking about the rugby league tonight and a couple of guests from the SP Sports Awards committee who will be joining us much later on the show. Lawrence, very nice haircut.
Thank you. Thank you. We were just talking offset that this look was done by a new guy. Not the guy that usually cuts my hair, but
new guy, new look.
New guy, new look. So, I hope you're liking the way
I think it's going to be my theme now.
New guy, new look.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're still talking about your haircut. Okay. Yes, okay.
But you've got a new guy, new... sorry.
No. Let's not talk about that. Hey, it's Sports In. It's Sports In.
Yes,
hey.
sorry. Sorry. What happened there? Okay.
All right, so on the show tonight, as I've mentioned, a lot of rugby league, specifically Telekom Nines.
Yep.
Telekom Nines, and we have Hunters coach Matthew Church coming on as well. Great conversations there. Lawrence will be joining Stanley Hondina at NFS. So that's a new setting.
Man, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go into the change room and
flash day and back.
Just feel how it is, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Let's not think about taking the field, just the locker rooms. Okay, Lawrence, we have a couple of great victories to celebrate with our national teams, but let's talk about NRL and Hostplus first.
Of course, let's talk about the Hostplus and also the NRL results that happened over the weekend. This is how it all happened. If you missed it, these are the results starting off with NRL first, the Storm, Golden Point winners over Rabbitohs, 15-14. They led 14-0 for 67 minutes. And ended up 14-14, and then a field goal to finish it off. The Panthers on their merry-go wins, they're still going on. 20 points to 16, 2 from 2. Titans beat the Warriors 2018, and the Sharks Nico Hines kicked the goal to win the game. They scored right on full time to win their 18-16. The other results from the weekend, NRL round number 2. Is the Cowboys. They beat the Raiders 26-6. Knights beat the Tigers 26-4 in Newcastle. And wow, Dini, can you see that? Can everyone pause wherever you are in the house, or you stop the trade store one them? Pause for a minute.
I think our director is saying we're running out of
Broncos 16, Bulldogs 10. Broncos 16, Bulldogs 10. Massive win against the Bulldogs. Looking really good. The Broncos 16-10. 2 wins in a row. Okay, and these are the games. Hostplus Cup round number 1 started off. Brisbane Tigers 20 over the Seagulls 16. Our Hunters had a good win, 16-10 over in Mackay. Northern Pride 26 over the Ipswich Jets 18. And the Falcons 24 over the Dolphins 4. The other results, Bears 26 over Winnemani Seagulls 18. The Capras 24 beat Magpies 22, and the Hunters, they will be playing the Capras this weekend, and the Devils 38 over the Blackhawks 14. Now, yes, our Pacific Oz Sports Netball Series, our PNG national team over in Sydney, they lost their first game to Tonga, 84-42, but bounced back with a really good win, a gritty win, 64-49 against Singapore. Other results, we are showing the FIFA World Cup OFC qualifiers. Solomon Islands 2-0 over Cook Islands. New Zealand, in our first game, we lost 1-0 there. And Fiji, 2-1 against New Caledonia. There were some more results that we had. And here we go. The one that was played just last night, or the night before, early in the morning. PNG, courtesy of Tommy Sammy, 1-0 over New Caledonia. And New Zealand, a massive victory there over Fiji, 4-0. Now, very quickly, the other games were not played because of in the other rounds, in the other pool.
Hang on, I think we have the some highlights, some snippets from the games, and some celebration as well.
Absolutely,
if we can have that on screen. Have a look at it one more time. It's been online already, but we would like to share it again.
Raymond Ganemba gets us started here. And in truth, he was falling over as he took that shot, and that was always sailing over. Long brings it down. Rogerson with a good touch here, and he's breaking clear. He's got Gobbett. Gobbett sends it to the back, and
Papua New Guinea kick off this Group B clash. Over the top from Caledonia could be the first shot. New Guinea looking forward then. Once again, not shying, going from back to front. Semi on the edge of the box. Sets his shots on. There's the first goal of the afternoon.
So a great moment there. Yeah. And we also have the results for the Barramundis, if we can have that up on screen as well.
All right, there we go. Cricket World Cup League 2 round-through results. We finally got a win. I think, if memory serves me correct, this was the 20th away game, and we were able to win this against UAE. Fittingly, Asad Vala hit the winning runs to win there, 150 to UAE's 147. Unfortunately, the next game we lost to Nepal. Nepal winning by 7 wickets there, going past our score of 173. But it must be said as well, Denny, the PNG boroughs, the KPHL PNG boroughs and the NGCB PNG couples both are playing in the UAE, around that area. So, I was seeing on social media, like, they're both sort of congratulating each other. Yeah. So, really good to see.
Great camaraderie right there. Very good. Look, we wish them all the best in the next couple of games. For now, we'll go for a break, and Sports Scene continues right after these messages. Stay with us.
All right, good night, everyone. Welcome back to Sports Scene Zoom session time with our SP PNG Hunters coach, Matthew Church, online once again. We'll talk about the efforts of round number 1 and, of course, the game this weekend against the Capras later on this weekend. Coach Church, good evening. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations on getting the first win.
Yeah, thanks, Lawrence. Good to be on Sports Scene once again. Yeah, definitely good to join you after a round 1 win.
Well, you started off pretty well. Let's just talk a bit about that first game. You started off pretty well. You were going against the wind, the wind, I should say. We did get off to a really good start.
Yeah, I thought, we started very, very strongly. Our defensive pressure was really good, forcing the Cutters into a fair few mistakes. We managed to capitalise on that with some fairly basic or simple tries. We sort of fell away a little bit in that second half, and went through that bit of a battle where it became, I guess, not giving ourselves a chance to win the game. But then, our defensive resolve was really good. That second try they scored was on the back of 5 repeat sets. And then they only scored that through a kick, which was obviously pleasing from my point of view.
Now, that's on that win there. I guess it's good to sort of get the monkey off your back, sort of thing, now that you've got your first win, and now consistency comes into play. You've named your side, pretty much the same side against the CQ Capras this weekend. Yeah,
there's only one change with Benji Cott just dropping out of the 17. Benji picked himself up a charge at the judiciary, but he will get off with a warning. But more so for Benji, just needs to learn to stay within our defensive system, and we're obviously bringing back Emmanuel Wane, who's be in your starting 13 most weeks anyway. So thankfully we got through the weekend with no injuries.
Just on your halves pairing there, Judah Rimbu and Mark Tony, you happy with their progress so far?
Yeah, it's their first time officially playing together, and even our 2 hookers are brand new as well. So they're going to take a little bit of time to get that understanding of how each want to play. But I was really happy with how the boys went on the weekend. All of our debutants, I was quite direct with them prior to the game and just said, look, we just need you to go out there and do your job. And I think they all did that. And look, there's some stuff that we definitely need to learn and get better at. But it was a very good first step.
CQ Capras, what do we make of them?
Yeah, it's PNG versus Little PNG really this weekend against the Capras. They've got I think 5 Papua New Guineans in their side. Yeah, we know Nixon, Mackenzie, and Zev John and Jedediah. They all like to play against their countrymen, so they'll be physical. I think I noticed a bit of a change in the Capras this year. They have a lot more energy around their program. They've won both of their trial matches and obviously won their round 1 game against South, where they came back. So they're not going to go away this performance, and we're going to have to be switched on for that 80.
Are you playing at home, or are we travelling out to Rocky?
No, we're travelling up to Rocky this weekend, so 2 back-to-back away games. We managed to win all of our away flying games last year, and the ones that played in regional centres and regional stadiums. So looking to maintain that this weekend.
Yeah, again, just going out, as you said, the regional centres, Rockhampton, there's a big Papua New Guinea base of students and university students there. As you said, mini PNG versus the PNG SP Hunters. So definitely we're looking at a pretty sizable crowd there.
Yeah, and the added mix was the countrymen coming up against each other on the field. It's obviously something that'll be really passionate for the local Papua New Guineans. And yeah, look, we get really good support throughout the state, especially when we go regionally. They supporters tend to travel long distances to come watch the Hunters, certainly if they're in their region or in their zone. So yeah, looking forward to a bumper crowd, a bumper PNG crowd, as we managed to have last year.
All right, no worries, Coach. Look, I think that's pretty much it. One from one, no pressure on getting 2 from 2, but we like to get the win. So again, as always, from all of us here at the Sports Scene crew, we want to wish you all the best this weekend, and we'll catch you next week Thursday.
Thanks, Lawrence. Thanks for having me on. I'm just as competitive as everyone else, so hopefully we're joining in next week 2 from 2.
Very, very, very quickly though, the Brisbane Broncos, we're going good, huh?
Yeah, they're 2 from 2. It's a good start for the Broncos, some really encouraging signs.
No worries, mate. Listen, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next week Thursday.
Beautiful. Thanks, Lawrence. Thanks for having me on.
All right, there we go. Matthew Church, SP PNG Hunters coach there, talking to us about the Hunters. They play the Queensland Capras at Rockhampton on the 26th of March. We'll take a short time out now, and we'll be back with more on Sports Scene. Welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. We are coming to you live from the home of Rugby League, where hopefully later on this year our Kumus and also our Orchids will be able to come and be here in the change rooms and go about preparing for the World Cup. That's later on in the year. But for now, we are talking about Telekom Nines. And with us, we've got the PNG RFL CEO, Mr. Stanley Hondina, coming on the show for the first time this year. And we're hoping to catch up with him more throughout the year with a whole heap of Rugby League updates. He's got his plate full already with the Telekom Nines. I'm going to give him the mic, and he'll be able to tell us everything that's happening starting from this weekend.
Thank you, Laurie, and the viewers and listeners across the country. Rugby League followers and lovers of the game. I'm pleased to be in front here again, coming with the follow-ups on the game. It's been a challenging 2 years when the pandemic hit and a lot has happened. Rugby League, like any other industries or business organizations for that matter, have been severely affected, and we had games that were not happening. To get it off the shelf again, dusting off the cobweb and getting on the football field is not an easy task. Therefore, we are really appreciative, and we thank the Telecom Limited for the sponsorship and the support they've put together, and of course our media partner EMTV for coming on board to support the biggest share of our pie in our 60-year structure, which is the affiliates and the leagues that's played across 21 provinces as we speak. Like I said, last 2 years have been challenging, and a lot of games have not been happening. And to get it up and get it running again, we came up with this concept. We signed an agreement with Telecom last year. They were sponsoring our affiliates and leagues for the back end of the season. Unfortunately, last year due to COVID, it was cancelled on the 11th hour. We did a counter proposal to them, and thankfully, Amos Tepi and his board, Johnston Pundari, the chair, they agreed to the proposal to rebrand that 13th format back to a 9th, which is happening. So they've got 2 bites of the cherry this year. They do the 9th in the first half of the season, March, April, and in October they do the 13th again, which covers that bigger number of our playing population. The tier of this competition they are sponsoring is our affiliates. That's our 4th tier. That's the one after the schools, which we have 3 age groups that are playing in that category. The under 20 men, senior men, and the open women. So there's 3 per division, 3 divisions that this sponsorship covers across 22 provinces and close to 84 leagues that have been registered across the country. So the other end tiers is the 5th tier, which is the SP Hunters, and the 6th tier, our Kumuls and Orchids. They feed off from basically the Digital Cup and the affiliates. So that's where their sponsorship covers, and we are looking forward to it. Like I said, getting involved the dusting of the cobweb and getting on the field. That's why we put the 9th as a pre-season appetizer. A lot of competition, rugby league season ends September, October every year, and with COVID and no game happening, there was a little lesser number that played. So starting off with this 9th, which kicks off this weekend across 7 provinces. That's a provincial 9th. The sponsorship of the theTelikom covers the Confed and the National Championship, which happens next weekend, the 2nd and the 3rd, which we have the 4 Confeds playing. Islands Confed will be played in Minsk. The Southern Confed, Port Moresby, of course. The Northern Confed is going to be played in Lae, and the NGI in Kokopo or Kalabon. So those 4 Confeds happening next weekend. And then after that, the 7th and the 8th of April is when we have the National Championship at the National Football Stadium. So in terms of pathway, 7 provinces play this weekend, which are mostly islands provinces. The others, I think, they've had some in-season tournaments happening, or there's 1 or 2 leagues only registered, so there's an invitational lines given to them. Also in the invitational lines, we've included the universities and the tertiary institutions that have taken part in rugby league and have been affiliated and registered to us. So we're extending the invitation to them. So this weekend, 25th, 26th, 27th March, we have provincial nines happening. That's where the local leagues stand up, play their nines to select the provincial team. Next weekend, 2nd and 3rd, we have the provincial representation team playing in the confederates across the 4 venues that I mentioned. From there, we pick the national team that represents the 4 confeds turn up at the national championship. The concept is similar to the one we did for the schools back end of last year, which was a success, and we're confident that we can deliver this one the same. Together with the national championship will be in the National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. Another icing to the cake, the mini South Pacific Games in Honiara happening back end of the year. It's an avenue we use. We're working closely with the Olympics Committee to get the national team selected from the championship for the Rugby League Nines. That happens at the back end of the year. So that's pretty much what we are looking at, and my team from the back end are working tirelessly to have that event running. While we don't directly run the provincial championship, we're providing oversight. We still give them the competition documents, competition manuals, the guidelines on how they play and where they play to maintain standard and quality. So from there, we've also seen the risk around selection. So we've set up our group of independent people to do the selection at the confed level or provincial level so that we get good quality through to the confed. But like I said, this is an appetizer to kickstart the season, get the business back after 2 years being off the shelf. And when that happens, we're looking forward to the confed and the national. Laurie, there's been a couple of off-season games happening in and around which we couldn't control. So I wouldn't say there was no rugby league at all. There were some matches, but as far as sanctioning was concerned, I think we should get some good quality of football. JD Nines that closed last week, Central Nines have been happening. There's a few Nines happening here and there. So in terms of quality and footballers coming through, I think we'd get some good quality around that and good games happening. So another big shout out again to theTelikom PNG and for the support that they've put back end. to see this coming off the ground. And like when we did a proposal to them, we highlighted that this is not new. This is something similar to the women's game. NRLW last year got called off. They played the early one this year, and then they go back to the normal one at the back end of the year again. So it's just for this year that they have, and we are grateful that Telekom can come on board and support that. And we are looking set and ready to roll, starting this weekend in a smaller way with the provincial nines, and next weekend to the Confed and the national at the back end of that.
Listen, thank you, Stanley, for that really in-depth update that you've given. It is really good to have Rugby League back on, and really looking forward to seeing the Rugby League back on MTV over the next couple of weeks. So really excited about that engagement there. All right, there we go. That's PNG RFL CEO Stanley Hondina, talking Telekom Nines. That's coming up this weekend. Provincials first up, and then the following is the Confederates, and then the championships to name pretty much the Telekom Nines champion for this year, or 2021 to 2022. So a whole heap of Rugby League coming up. We want to thank the PNG RFL and the CEO of PNG RFL, CEO Mr. Stanley Hondina, for coming on the show tonight, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot more updates coming next week. We're going to have updates straight after Sports Scene with highlights of the provincials and the Confederates and a whole heap of Rugby League for you right here on MTV. So that's the Telekom Nines coming to you right here on MTV. We'll take a short time out now, and we'll be back with more on Sports Scene.
Welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. I hope you've enjoyed the show so far. Last segment here in the show, Lawrence, before we get on with the weekend preview, we have some updates from the SP Sports Awards. We'll take a look at that now.
So we're calling on all those sporting federations to ensure that you nominate your athletes, administrators, be it coach or technical officials. Please do so.
Yes, so for this year we have 12 categories on offer. So that is the Male Athlete of the Year, Female Athlete of the Year, Carbine Club Team of the Year, Brand Specific National Performance of the Year, Community Sports Initiative, Westpac Junior Male and Junior Female Athlete of the Year, CPL Best Sportsperson with a Disability, Sports Official of the Year, Sports Photo of the Year, Trukai Industries Limited Sports Media of the Year, and People's Choice Award. Nominations close tomorrow, 25th of March at 5 p.m. The awards night is scheduled for Saturday, 28th May at Crown Hotel, home of the SP Sports Awards. So it will be virtual this year, and it will be broadcasted live on the SP Sports Awards page.
All right, there you go. SP Sports Awards is the next big event on the calendar to look forward to as well. Yep. Lawrence, let's get on with the weekend preview.
Thanks, Dini. Let's have a look at the weekend preview. Starting off with the NRL. That's happening tonight. The first game for the NRL is between the Dragons and the Sharks. Round 3, there you go on your screen. Tigers versus Warriors, Rabbitohs versus Roosters, and the Panthers take on the Knights, which I think will be pretty much the match of the round. Storms v Eels, Raiders versus the Titans. Broncos, here we go. Queensland Derby will play in Brisbane. No problem. 3-zip we'll get there. Broncos v Cowboys. And then the Sea Eagles take on the Bulldogs. Another beauty of a game. Hostplus Cup round number 2. Winner Seagulls versus Northern Pride. As we spoke earlier with Church, our SP PNG Hunters versus the Capras in Rockhampton. Black Hawks versus the Bears. Jets versus the Cutters. And more of round 2 games. Hostplus Cup. The Magpies versus Brisbane Tigers. Devils versus Dolphins. And the Seagulls take on the Falcons. That is our preview of this weekend's games. All right, so here we go. The FIFA World Cup 2022 live on MTV. Solomon Islands versus Tahiti. New Zealand take on New Caledonia. And this game, we just need to draw or win by 1, and we get into the next stage, which is the semi-final, which will cross over to the other pool. So PNG couples take on Fiji. Check our guide. Every single game will be live and free on MTV. Cricket World Cup League 2 competition. We play the Bharas take on Nepal in two-match series there as well, and we'll give you all the results of cricket next week as well. There you go, Dini. A wrap-up of our sports right throughout PNG and around the world as well. Wow.
All right.
Heaps
all right. Yep, exactly. Tune into MTV. Keep watching all those games. I'm sure some of them at very ungodly hours, but do catch.
Hey, we'll watch.
Catch. I mean, I wouldn't stay awake, but I will still watch the replay. Yeah, so do catch the replays. They're on during the day at convenient times during the day for you to catch as well.
We didn't mention, but next week the Telecom Nines.
Oh yes.
We'll show the highlights.
Yes.
Straight after.
Right after sports scene.
Right after sports scene. So looking forward to that.
Yep, something to look forward to as well. All right, that's about it. If you have any story tip or anything at all that you would like to share with us, if you have photos that you would like to share with us as well, if you're at a sporting scene, just hashtag it sports scene and send it to us. Here are the details. 312-9229 is the number to call. You can email us with the email address sports@emtv.com.pg, or you can message our Sports Scene Facebook page and we will get right back to you. That's about it. Lawrence, any last words before we leave the studio?
No, I mean, national wise, our couples away, Bharas away, even our netball team
Peppers, yes.
is away as well. So we'll definitely give you all the results of that.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep safe. We will see you same time, same place next week. Bye for now.